Hey folks, you're watching The Hungry Handgunner. I'm Nick. I am a Georgia boy. If you can't tell though, this is a little bit out of the norm for us. Now I'm doing okay out here. It's a little bit chilly, but other than that, I'm fine. The reason I'm making this video is because, you know, a lot of people make memes out of it, but the South really does lose their mind when we get kind of weather like this. So we're gonna go over just for folks living down in the South, maybe folks have moved down to the South, some common things to prepare for. This may be redundant information. It might even be wrong information. If you guys are up in the North and I say something that's not right, feel free to correct me in the comments. But these are things that I have learned from living in an environment that doesn't normally get weather like this, where people freak out and bad things do sometimes happen when we get weather like this, and the kind of things that I've learned to prepare for over the years. So first and foremost, the time to be ready for snow, snowmageddon, ice, power outages, things like that isn't the day the weatherman says, hey, we have some snow coming in, or we have some ice coming in, or there might be snow. And I am kind of making fun of the South a little bit because these are my people, number one. I grew up in Georgia, I got away for a while, spent some time elsewhere, and then have come back. So number one, the road crews here have gotten a lot better, but there's still, this isn't something I deal with all the time. So going out to drive around and check the roads, if you're not used to driving in snow, if there might be ice on the road, anybody can drive on snow if they're cautious enough. Nobody can really drive on ice without studded tires and things like that. So if you don't have to make a trip, don't, because it might be a while before the tow truck gets to you. You might hurt yourself, your family, somebody else, or their family, and it might be a while for first responders to get to you. So why take a risk? You know, we talk about that on the channel with other stuff. Why take a risk if you don't have to? Which brings me back to preparation. Ideally, you know, we should kind of have the skills, knowledge, and supplies to get through something like this fairly easily without notice. Depending on your worldview and how you think the world's going to go, some of you are likely more prepared than others. And that's fine, but everybody starts somewhere. So for me, for instance, I'm all electric, right? No gas, everything's electric. Heat's electric, well pump is electric. So if those things go down, you know, flushing the toilets, whatever, I can take a 5-gallon bucket of water from the creek, bring it up, put it in the tank of the toilet, still have indoor plumbing, life is still good. The other thing to think about though is going to be potable water, drinking water. I've talked a lot about skills that people should have that they don't by and large. Purifying water. We've got a real nice all-natural creek this runs through here, very little traffic. It's probably safe to drink. I'm still not going to take the chance on getting Giardia or something else. Portable filter like the MSR filter that's going to be down in the description. It does help the channel. If you click on it, it is an affiliate link, but it's something I swear by when I was doing all my backpacking and things like that before I made Eagle Scout. It is the filter I used then. It is the filter I keep in my vehicles now in case something ever happens. So means to purify water. If you don't want to go that route, even iodine tablets will kill off the biological organisms. You could still get sediment and things like that in there. It may not taste great. Actually, it will not taste great with the iodine tablets, but it will be safe to drink. And that's a lot cheaper alternative and fairly easy to keep around. Keep a desiccant pack in there if you are in the bottle. You know, if you crack the seal or whatever, throw a little desiccant pack. You can get them online, but normally we get enough stuff with them in there. Just save them, throw them in a Ziploc bag, keep one and stuff like that. It should be good to go. Heating is another one that a lot of folks don't think about. Houses are typically well insulated. You may stay above freezing, but on a long enough timeline, obviously that temperature is going to drop. So if the power goes for a while without being restored, have some alternative heating things, some safe heating things, know what's safe to use inside the home and what's not. Wood burning fireplace, wood burning stove, that's great. Worst case scenario, if you have the wood ready to go, you get everybody from their rooms upstairs, whatever, have a sleepover, it's camping, whatever you need to tell the kids. Everybody sleeps in one room, keeps the heat up, keeps the consumption of wood down, make sure you keep the fire tended, everything is good in that direction. The other thing you can do, just get some extra blankets, stuff like that. Not hard to do. Again, foresee things like this if it's a possibility. This isn't super common, but it happens, and there are folks, I guarantee you right now, suffering because they didn't take 20 minutes and $200 at some point along the line to get the things they needed to potentially make it through this. Food's a weird one. I'm not sure how most people operate, judging by things I see people post on Facebook. It seems like a lot of folks go to the store day of, get what they need for that day, or maybe 2 days out. It seems like the grocery shopping for a couple weeks or for a month is a dying art, and I'm not entirely surprised. We live in a world of convenience now where everything is right at our fingertips. So the idea of buying, more than you need for the next few days or even week tends to be out there a little bit. But I would encourage folks, get some stuff that's easy to eat. Some protein bars, some Cliff bars, some MREs even. Stuff that is not necessarily dependent on the grid or power or gas or whatever you have, to get some sort of sustenance in your body, some sort of calories. Keep you going. Remember, it's temporary, right? Nobody's saying you have to eat this crap forever, but just to get you through whatever. The other option to that is learn how to become a good backcountry cook, right? Things like Dutch ovens, a little bit labor intensive for what it is. There are things like backpacking stoves, they're great. You have little fuel canisters that keep for a very long time. You could boil water, make ramen, make spaghetti, make all sorts of stuff, stews and things like that. We learned how to do backpacking. It's not hard. You can do it on your porch. Sure, might be a little cold. You can do it in your kitchen if you have adequate ventilation. Things like that, keep stuff around. Which sole purpose is to be very, very low on labor intensity to make for food, and then you're good to go. We've harped on medical stuff quite a bit on the channel, the importance of knowing basic first aid, potential life-saving things, Heimlich maneuver, CPR, tourniquet use, things like that. And this is a prime example. While the roads probably aren't that bad right now, what if they were, or if I had a tree down, the time it would take for me to get the chainsaw, get the tree out of the way to get one of my kids or my wife, or for her to get me to the hospital. I don't know her comfort level with a chainsaw. She's never had to use one. So those things you need to know, and your family needs to know how to treat some basic crap at home, because you may not be able to take somebody somewhere else. So, and I'm sure for folks up north, this probably seems a bit dramatic, but there are folks right now, I guarantee you, in my county here in North Georgia, that are suffering because of this, and they've had every opportunity to prepare for this. So I'm putting this out there. Hopefully folks will learn next time. You guys saw what went down in Texas when they lost power and things like that. These are avoidable catastrophes. A lot of these are. These are things that we can learn from where it's not avoidable, and hopefully have a little bit higher degree of preparedness. Now, I know somebody somewhere is going to talk about how they've got 9,000 years worth of shit stockpiled and all that, and that's fantastic. I'm happy for you. I hope to one day be on that level. I'm not yet. Most folks aren't. So on a day-to-day basis, just being able to get through a pop-up snowstorm and some local catastrophe where things are down for a few days. For most folks, that's where they're starting out. And I think if we help them and get them through that, they should be fine. So again, I'm coming at this from the point of view of an Eagle Scout and a guy that is just trying to make sure that my kids stay warm, fed, and hydrated without additional health concerns. And if there is some sort of medical emergency, that I can at least stabilize them until we can get them to a higher degree of care if the roads are impassable. So there is that. Stay safe, guys. If you have any additional tips you want to add to this, please drop them in the comments. Huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. Without you guys, this would be a lot rougher to do, a lot harder to do. I appreciate you guys. We got a new one. Kieran, longtime viewer from Australia. I appreciate you, bud. Thank you. But thank you all. Stay safe. If you got snow, hope you get to play in it. Hope it doesn't screw you up too bad. And I'll see you next time.